BioWare has been having an interesting few years, to put it lightly. With the okay reception to Dragon Age Inquisition back in 2014, to the very negative reception to Mass Effect Andromeda in 2017, along with the DLC for the game being cancelled, the Canadian studio has been on a decline as of late. Only 2 months after the very rough launch of Mass Effect Andromeda, BioWare took the stage at E3 2017 and showed us the project that the main studio had been working on since the launch of Mass Effect 3. This game, originally called Project Dylan, was revealed to be a third-person online adventure game by the name of Anthem. Essentially, this is BioWare stepping into the ring with Bungie and Ubisoft to go head-to-head with Destiny and The Division respectively. Since the gameplay reveal trailer at the Xbox conference last year, BioWare has not shown much of this new IP other than being in the news for things like the original director Aaron Flynn leaving to be replaced by Casey Hudson, who directed the original trilogy. Oh yeah, and then the delay of course, because it wouldn't be a modern game without one. The point is that not a lot of tangible media has emerged since the initial reveal last year. Despite that, entire communities have sprung up from a subreddit to a large community Discord that eagerly await more information. If you drop by Anthem the game, you will see a conversation happening there on a pretty regular basis, with the BioWare devs even dropping in from time to time. Even though we've only seen about 6 minutes of what's said to be gameplay from this game, there is a rather large fan base surrounding Anthem already. Anthem has the chance to seize on the opportunity created by the failings of Bungie and Ubisoft and carve out a spot in the online service game space. Despite the unpopular EA publishing the game and BioWare's less than stellar recent history, there is real hype behind this game. However, this could easily blow up in their face this Saturday. There are some boxes that EA and BioWare have to check off at EA Play this year in order to maintain and possibly build the momentum behind this game. Here are just a few things that absolutely need to be there, and also a few things that would just be cool to see as well. First and foremost, we need to see actual live gameplay with no stupid scripted party chat.
Oh yes, Jer's Wrath.
Oh, nice. Whoa, it's another group of players. Brace for PvP.
I do like the long rifle, especially when it's covered with netting. What's its name?
Better than yours?
Who thought it was a good idea to have that cringy dialogue at the reveal last year? By no means did this kill the moment or anything, mostly because it's commonplace at this point, but it was still super awkward. BioWare has not released any additional footage for this game since the reveal, so the fanbase is clamoring for another look at this game. We need to see a demo where someone on stage is holding the controller and playing through a small portion of the game, preferably a whole squad together with, and say it with us again, no scripted party chat. Also, a somewhat detailed look at the different Javelin exosuits available would be a nice touch to go along with this demo as well. It doesn't have to be a super deep dive into each Javelin, but just a general overview would be great. Second, there needs to be a solid answer to the PvP question. Does Anthem have PvP or does it not? Although Anthem, based on what we've seen so far, may not necessarily be suited for your typical PvP game modes like Deathmatch and Control Point, it would be kinda cool if BioWare could try to put their own spin on it. It seems that BioWare is committing to having the Javelins play differently from one another in more significant ways than the classes in Destiny do, so this would be kind of difficult. Maybe instead have a Horde mode akin to the Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda multiplayer? Just a thought. If anything, please BioWare, for the love of Shepard, please do not include a Battle Royale mode. If we want to play a Battle Royale game, we will play Fortnite, or PUBG, or H1Z1, or COD Blackout, or Paladins Battlegrounds, or Darwin Project, or Radical Heights. Too soon? Third, we need at least a look at the main campaign, a taste of the story, if you will. BioWare is known for its incredible storytelling for the most part, and it would be borderline criminal to not show us anything of the central narrative to Anthem. Right now, we only know the premise, and that isn't really going to carry us all the way until next March. Alongside that, it would be great if we got a short overview of the world of Anthem, specifically a longer look at those Shaper Storms that we saw at the end of the presentation last year. And finally, an answer to the loot box question. Now, this isn't something that is typically talked about at an E3 press conference in any detail. After all, when EA showed Star Wars Battlefront 2 last year, they did mention that the game would have free updates, but they didn't really go into the loot box strategy, which is why we ended up with the catastrophe that we walked into last holiday. EA has lost most, if not all, of their trust with the gaming industry at this point, so it really is on them to say something regarding Anthem's monetization. Saying nothing will say more than saying something at this point. Now for two things that would be nice but aren't a must by any means. Getting a peek at the social space would be nice. From the gameplay trailer, it seems like a very vibrant place with people to interact with that have actual personality. It would be a nice touch to see some of this early, but it wouldn't be necessarily a must for E3. Something like that could be detailed in a developer log later in the year and would be totally fine. Also, it would be great if EA or BioWare did not mention an already planned DLC expansion pack. These companies need to learn quickly that players want to have an experience that leaves them wanting more, and one of the keys to that is not advertising more content in the base game. Some people would bring up the Marvel argument here with their after credits scenes, which essentially advertise the next film. Here's the difference. Marvel doesn't hand you an ad for the next Marvel movie as you're walking out of the theater. Talking about an expansion now, or even putting an ad for it in the base game's box, is akin to doing just that. It wouldn't derail Anthem by any means, but it would leave a bit of a bad aftertaste in people's mouths. Anthem is a game with a lot of promise behind it, but if the reveal is done improperly at EA Play on Saturday, then it could spell real trouble for the game. By extension, that could spell trouble for BioWare, and it would be a real shame to see them close their doors if Anthem were to fail. Hopefully, EA and BioWare stick the landing this weekend, and we can make a follow-up video about how excited we are for Anthem.